What?
We're ready for this.
Come on.
What's going on, my street people? I've got something a little bit different today. I've got my homie here. We're gonna do a little bit of an interview type thing with someone that is not part of the YouTube community or anything of that matter, but has interest in nerdy stuff. So that's pretty much what we're gonna do right now. It's your boy DS Pyro, and I've got Lee here. So what's your name and what do you do?
My name's Lee Putman, predominantly portrait artist.
Okay.
Oil paints, yeah.
Right.
Do some street dance and
Cool.
play some Xbox sometimes.
We'll probably touch upon that a little bit. So how did you get into dance and art then?
Dance and art. Right, so art I've been excited about probably since I was about 5. Yeah, so I remember like I've this really like vivid memory of just like I think I'm probably a bit older, maybe like 7. And it was
A little different.
Yeah, a little different, a bit more developed. And I was what happened? It was like a Friday probably.
Right.
And I didn't have many friends in school in it, so I'd get like super excited about little things to like just try and take my mind off in it. And I remember there was a art class on Friday afternoons, and I just remember like flipping out and running and just sticking stuff together and just when you get like PVA and stuff.
Yeah, I used to put it on my hands and wipe it off. And I'm like, yeah, my skin feels smooth right now.
Still do that now, man.
Yeah, I thought like buying some glue, but like at Hobbycraft or something like that, and just doing it and peeling off just because I can. So I feel like I'm 5 again.
Got some glue in my pocket. We could try this.
I'm
right
down.
now.
We're not sniffing. Just on the hands. It's all right.
Yeah. So then, like, I kind of always been interested in drawing, and then I got to like GCSE. And you remember in? Did you school over here?
I did.
Yeah.
I did.
So you remember in like for GCSEs you have to choose what you're taking.
Yes.
Yeah. So
I did drama.
Right. I did. So So and the frustrating thing is that they wouldn't let you take like multiple creative.
2 vocational type things.
Which
School's
was
whack.
Yeah. So it was between music and art. And I just remember the art teacher, like both were trying to convince me to go on their courses, and I just like both equally.
That's just how good you are.
Come on. But yeah, I just remember the music teacher, for me, it was kind of like she wanted me to be on her course because her course was better, and the art teacher was like, she believed in me. So I was like, okay, cool, I'll just do that one. And then it just kicked off from there, man.
Nice. Yeah. And dance?
Dance. So dance, it's just proper uninspiring, man. So so dance was, I failed my GCSEs.
Okay.
And then
the art one as well.
No, that was the only one I got.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
right, that counts. That's good. That's good. It worked in the end then.
Yeah, that was okay.
Cool.
And so I had to get more to go to art college, right?
Right.
And then what happened? Yeah, so I was gonna come back for 6th form, like a BTEC course. So I went away for a summer, came back, and then one of my mates who failed it as well.
Right.
I met him there outside of school on the first day back, and I was like, "So what you been up to?" He goes, "Oh, I've been doing this breakdance class. You wanna come?" So I just said, "Yeah, man.
For sure.
Sounds sick."
And you've just been body popping ever since, hitting the.
Couldn't stop. Come on.
Don't listen. Go on. Look, no,
I can't. Not compared to that.
Cool. All right. So now that we've talked about like what you do, and all those kind of things, what got you into comics?
Probably the art, I would say, yeah, because I never really gave a fuck about the story. Oh,
yeah, you can swear. It's fine. It's YouTube. It's fine. Swear. It's fine. It's fine.
We'll go edit that.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Cool. We'll see.
Oh my god. Sorry.
Cool. Post. Well, I didn't post.
Yeah. That's the time code on that one. Yeah. So what got me into? Yeah, it's definitely No, not probably. Definitely the artwork. Like I just loved it, man. Like I just really I just loved looking at it. Like I didn't really care about the stories too much at the time, and then I got bang into X-Men. I just seemed to have like the coolest stuff. Like I got quite an obsessive personality in it. So then there were just so many X-Men comics at the time, and then Spider-Man obviously as well.
Of course.
But the X-Men ones really kicked it for me. They were they were just, the storyline was nice. Like I think it was a bit on the nose, the whole like civil rights thing, the Malcolm X, Martin Luther King kind of thing,
of course, which I love.
Right?
Yeah.
Obviously.
When you're brown, you're in the know sometimes. Not all the time, but I think when it comes to the X-Men, I don't know this is a definite, but in my experience, a larger portion of black people or mixed race people or just generally ethnic people kind of gravitate, at least when they were younger, maybe like in the 90s when kids were younger in the 90s and things like that, they gravitated towards X-Men because they kind of understood that kind of, not so much as oppression, but being different.
Right.
I think that's something that people gravitated towards, and X-Men, the animated series on Fox Kids, definitely helped. And the same thing with Spider-Man with being on Fox Kids. I think that gravitation is kind of a central theme that helps keep X-Men relevant regardless of the decade or the year or whatever.
Yeah, I get. Yeah, that's quite interesting actually. I didn't really, because I thought this it's quite astute with the X-Men part. I didn't ever thought about it with Spider-Man, because that's quite interesting. Because yeah, they do feel like minorities, don't they? Like, because I read something somewhere that like the villains had the same experience that Spider-Man had, but he was the only one that didn't fall down that kind of dark path, you know. So it's like, yeah, it's quite like Spider-Man. I guess, yeah, even though he's this like super smart, handsome white man. I guess he is a bit of a minority with superpowers. I guess he is a minority somehow.
I think in the terms of at the time of his creation, being smart wasn't cool. I think that's kind of what it is.
True. Yeah.
So I think that's kind of what ostracized him from everyone else. Like, you're the smart kid, you're the dweeb, you're the nerd. So I think that's kind of the difference that you've got with Spider-Man being that kind of thing. But I think the big draw that you had was Fox Kids showing Spider-Man and X-Men at that time, which you got to see more, and the comics as well, definitely helped.
Yeah.
Do you remember your first comic? Reading or owning? Yeah, I don't either. I've come a long way.
yeah, for sure not, man. Nah, I really don't. Because sometimes I can't even remember the comic as I'm reading it.
Fair enough. Yeah. No, I hear that. Cool. So you and I were talking before. I know that you're reading up on like the kind of big crossover events.
Yeah.
So far, what's been your favorite event? Oh, sorry, you've been reading on Marvel Unlimited.
Yeah.
Right. Before we jump into what's been your favorite, what do you think of Marvel Unlimited as like a general app? And reading comics, and do you prefer that over having the hard copy of the book?
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's just a different age, innit? Like, I have to say, in terms of storyline and reading through, of course, like, I mean, it just works better, you know.
Yeah.
I sit through, I don't have to fucking wait for ages and try and get another one, or like try and find them, whatever. I just literally just type in the name and it's up.
Yeah.
But for the artwork, I prefer the hard copies for sure.
Because it's bigger. Do you read it on your phone or is it on a tablet?
Nah, phone. Which was a bit shit, but a bit rubbish. Sorry. It's gonna happen a lot, my man. No, like read it on my phone, but I think I prefer the hard copies just because like I take my time.
Yeah.
I really I scrutinize the work. Yeah, like, but with the artwork on the phone, I'm just kind of like, oh, that's nice. Like, next panel.
Yeah.
Next panel, whatever.
Do you read full panel or do you read where you zoom into it?
So I did read where I zoomed into it. Do you know, like, so it goes to the next panel
like
this. I was doing that, but I found that if I tip my phone to the side and then just where I could zoom into it, I can just kind of scroll as it, and like I like reading the page like that a bit more.
See, because I got mine last year, and I used to have like Comixology and all these other apps and so on.
Like
they were good, but I've always been the person that prefers the hard copy.
Why?
Overall, it just has a better feel to me. I can feel the weight of a book. Like if you're reading a big crossover event and you hold it, you're just like, okay, this is gonna be a lot. It's not the same. You can open it and you see it, and like you said, the artwork feels better when you can see it, and it's just nice. And I think nostalgia as well. Growing up reading physical copies of things, the downside for me is when you've got like a double page, and you open it and it's a thick book. Then you can't see it. That's where for me the app wins.
Yeah.
But the app overall, because you spend what, £70 or 80, depending on which whenever you got for the whole year, or if you do it monthly, and you pretty much have what right now they're up to 25,000 comics on the app. So
more than you can read, man.
And I read probably about £300-400 worth of comics in about 2 weeks, just because I was like, oh snap, I read this, and it's just amazing, and it's wonderful.
Yeah, you blast through it, man. Like, you really just like from like you said, I'm trying to catch up with like the events. And just one to another, man. And there's a guy that runs a site called Comic Book Herald.
Okay.
And so I've been following his guidelines, and he takes contributions from other people. Like if he if you want to put some different comics in different orders or whatever.
Yeah.
And so what he does is he lists the comics kind of in between, leading from and to another event, which is kind of nice as well. So I've been like sifting through some of those.
Okay.
Cool.
Comic Herald.
Comic Herald or Comic Book Herald.
I'll check it out.
Yeah, it's real cool, man.
So far now with that, what's been your favorite crossover event then?
Crossover event.
Mm-hmm. Like the favorite story that you've had. Like you've got my personal favorite right now, Secret Empire.
Right.
It's.
I don't think I read that.
That's one of the. I think it's 2015, 16, 17, something like that. It's more one of the recent ones.
Yeah, I'm not that up to date for sure.
It's wonderful. Like you've read Civil War. Have you read Civil War 2? Where they have the Inhuman that can predict the future. Well, predict a possible future.
Nah, spoilers. Nah, I haven't.
Okay, cool. That's not a spoiler. That's the whole premise. You read the splurge.
Oh, okay, cool.
That's what it is.
Okay.
Cool. All right. Sorry. What's your favorite or top 3 if you can't think
top
of favorite?
3? So like I can't remember the name of. I don't remember which one it was. Either Secret Invasion or Secret War.
Okay.
Where Nick Fury takes a bunch of them to like one of them European cities and just fucking tumps them up for a little bit.
I think that is Secret War where that happens, but.
There's like Wolverine, like I think it's like Nick Cage. Nick Cage.
Nick Cage.
A wrestler or some shit. That was.
Nicolas Cage. Ghost Rider. So it's sort of connected.
Yeah. Like Luke Cage, like and them man's there. Like.
Okay, I think that is Secret War that happens. But to be fair, my knowledge of some of those crossover stories are horrendous.
Yeah, man. Like I read so many in a row. Like I can't.
It's a problem.
But yeah, that one for sure.
Okay.
I really like the New Avengers.
Okay.
I just like it's just not necessarily an event, but I just like reading.
As in
that
like Wolverine, Deadpool, Iron Man, or do you mean like who's the lineup?
Is it the New Avengers then? Them little ones, the ones that like one's like half Kree or some shit.
Oh, Young Avengers with Hulkling and Wiccan.
Them ones.
Okay.
They're really
It's got
cool.
Kate Bishop on the one that you're reading right now. She's the Archer. She becomes Hawkeye.
Oh no, I haven't. I don't know if I've seen her. Because I think the part I was reading was when they just started getting up with Thingy Lang.
Okay. Scott.
No, his daughter. Is it
Cassie?
Cassie Lang.
Yeah. And so that's so you got Patriot in there, the black dude with the shield.
Yeah, when it the whole finding out that he was like juicing up and shit,
Okay.
or not juicing up, but like he went like I don't know what it is, but I found him like really endearing. Like I thought I wasn't gonna like him, you know. But
yeah.
And then what else did I like? I thought there wasn't. Oh man, this is like what I read years. Oh, you talking about like off the app?
Just in general, like
just in general.
Probably the app, but like if it's something you read a while ago, go for it.
Okay, so it's not canon.
Okay.
Right, but it's that one. It's the X-Men one where someone like rewrote the whole story, like from like start to finish it, and like Magneto flips out of the end, starts like killing everyone, and they. I'm never gonna remember.
If there's things that have come up and we don't know the name of it, if you know the name of what we're talking about,
please
let us know in the comment section below. Because our memories for names of things, if it's not recent, I'm probably gonna know what it is, and he definitely doesn't remember what it is.
It's gonna be such, there's like, I'm always that guy sitting on YouTube like, fucking Wolverine, that's his name. Like,
tell him. What's his real name? It's James. Well, all right, cool. Because I'm reading from a script right now, which is not normally like me. You're probably gonna see me scroll a little bit, but cool. Because I have a set of questions. I have to be ready for this. Okay, cool.